Hi, and welcome to Critical Strike number 110. I'm Bill, and here with me is my sweet, sweet Kyle.
What's wrong with your face?
Oh, man. Someday we'll be able to tell people why that's funny.
Yeah.
Because right now it's not, I'm sure.
I try spouting that video off to as many people as I can. Just how he reviews things just ruins and makes movies awesome.
Yeah, Josh didn't find them funny, but
What?
since he's not here to defend himself, he's wrong and also a douchebag.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how he didn't find them funny. I thought it would strike to his humor pretty well, but I guess not.
Especially when he's a clear misogynist who just kills women.
In his basement. I didn't get the... I'm not going to go down that road. We'll just leave that one lay. So, Kyle,
Yeah.
outside of the blizzard that didn't actually affect you very much...
Well, it didn't affect me directly, but it fucking brought my parents and my brother, most of my family, to Pound Town. They've got like 3 to 4 feet at each of their respective houses.
Now, how far are they from Toronto? Oh, sorry.
I thought that was a serious question. I'm like, well, I don't really know because I really haven't thought about it. But I'm like, oh,
I bet
wait,
if I made
you're
a map
calling me
quest, I
Canadian.
could know how many miles exactly. But yeah, it sounds like everybody's miserable up there. So, like, did they go out and do that thing where they just stock up on a bunch of food and hunker down now?
Well, they have a massive garden, so they spent most of the fall canning things. So they have like 100 pounds of food in cans.
Nice. I look forward to my grandma giving me canned green beans. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh man, I already have those.
Yeah, I love canned green beans, and someday I'm going to have to learn to do them myself, I think.
It's not terribly difficult. You just need a fence and a railing to grow the vines on.
Yeah, we've got the garden. I built her a big garden fence last year, and that was kind of a proper trial run for a couple years, and this year we're going to take it a bit more seriously and weed properly and all that nonsense.
You're really keen on keeping Frona in the kitchen.
No.
Hey, Frona, here's this garden I made you. Hey, Frona, maybe you should take up a hobby. Maybe you should take cooking classes. Hey, Frona, get me a beer.
Beer? No. Well, she needed a hobby or something. You know what I mean? Like,
She was in my hair.
Well, I mean, she has a job, and she's just kind of in one of those ruts where she just comes home from work and watches TV, and I don't ever want to become one of those people that, like, has no interests. Like, I know plenty of them, and I've watched some of my friends fall into that, where their life consists of work, they eat, they watch TV, and on the weekends they watch TV longer. Maybe they go to the grocery store, maybe they don't. Like, that's their whole lives, and I pressured her to go get a hobby, and, like, I listed all these things, and I'm coming up with stuff, and she just comes back. She's like, I'm going to go and take culinary classes. My boss will let me, she's only going to take, like, a class or two here and there, but he'll let her leave during the day when she needs to, so.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. I thought that she was just going to take, like, night courses or, like, a weekend thing.
No, I mean, she can only handle, depending on how the schedule goes, 1 or 2 a quarter, but no, it's like the full-on culinary program at the
That's
community
fucking
college.
awesome.
Yeah. So what started out as just like she just thought about taking a class in like sushi or something like that. When she got out there and started looking into it, over the next few years, she could probably have a culinary arts degree if she really wanted to. So, yay. And like I told Mick, I'm also going to be learning things on the side. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
As well as, her cooking and stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Once she learns the theory and she actually starts experimenting, then you'll be really happy or in a terrible mood.
Yeah. Well, that's always what I wanted. Like I've talked to your fiance about it, like getting to the point where you can see things in your pantry and fridge and know, oh, I'm going to whip this up. And you can't get that from a cookbook. So
yeah, Nancy's like, I'm going to make a sauce. What do we got in the pan? Let's throw in a little chocolate for,
depth.
For bitterness, and let me throw in something salty, and let me throw in something sweet, and let me throw in something, spicy.
Yes.
And she's like, okay, here's the sauce. I'm like, this is really fucking good.
Yeah. In my mind, the ability to make a variety of sauces is a higher level of cooking. It could just be the same exact meat, vegetable, potatoes, but a sauce makes it fancy.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it's those type of things I'm hoping that we get out of this. We'll see. I mean, she's going to be going there with people that are doing this, for a proper career, and she's just doing it for shits and giggles. So I'm hoping that, people aren't dicks, but we'll see.
Yeah. If she goes into baking or stuff, it's going to suck for her if, her community college makes her do like a production thing where she has to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning to, bake in the bakery to make the food.
Yeah, I'm going to guess she just wouldn't do that class, but you never know. She seems kind of interested in it, so hopefully it sticks.
That was part of Nancy's regimen when she was in culinary school, is you're a pastry person, so you have to make the pastries that our school sells. So you have to be here at 5 in the morning to do that. And she was not too happy about that. That sounds dreadful,
especially for a college student. It sounds horrible. Ugh. We'll see. I mean, I myself have too many hobbies. Whenever I hear someone say they're bored, I don't understand that, I guess. There's a million things you could be doing. How are you possibly bored and you're just going to sit and watch TV? I don't know.
Yep. That's kind of what I do, is I have too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, anything fun happened to you? Anything exciting?
Nothing terribly exciting, at least not that I can recall.
Yeah. All right.
I got super excited about the raise that I got, and just to find out that the uptick in Social Security tax completely wiped it out. I can make 10 cents less now.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
That was awesome.
I also had the same experience.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to make an extra $3,000 a year. I mean, all this can go right to the wedding. This is going to be awesome. I didn't expect
Nothing has
this.
to change.
I'm like, oh, this is going to take care of the photographer and possibly the video. Nope. Oh, no. Thanks. Fuck. Great.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And then they're changing the my payment schedule. So now all of my well-timed bills are going to get all fucked up. Because it's not at the last day of the month or the middle day of the month. Now it's a random day. That doesn't make sense.
What?
It's the 7th and the 22nd, around there is when I get paid.
Is this some scheme to go with the financial quarters or something?
No, it's
just stupid.
I guess it's just the middle ground between my firm and the new firm that we merged with.
That's fucking retarded. Just someone take one to the chin and just move it to the 1st and the 15th or whatever I hate things like that. Well, since Josh isn't here, do we want to go into golf? Do we want to lead off with books, or should we just talk about?
Lead off with books just to kind of get everybody nice and tired.
Or do you want to go into board games? We could definitely go into board games.
Have you actually been playing board games?
No, not at all.
I got really excited.
No, I haven't. At some point, I plan on it though. Probably.
Yeah, you said you and Duffy wanted to do the bird games.
I have a feeling once the kids show up, then I can just show up and do that and annoy his girlfriend. So, we'll see. I don't know. Let's rip through these. I finished Dune. That was okay.
Yeah, just okay.
Yeah, I don't get the whole the lust for that book. People put it up there so high, and I didn't think it was all that great. It was just interesting, but it was kind of long-winded in everything.
Oh, you also have to realize that book was the first of its kind.
I understand. But, yeah. I'm not a big fan of reading the older books. It just doesn't work. At least in the science fiction genre,
Okay.
I should probably say. At least there.
Then you probably should stay away from Heinlein.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'll probably just keep
Starship
it that way.
Troopers, Stranger in a Strange Land.
See, now I had a buddy tell me that Starship Troopers is required reading at, what's the big military school? Like, starts with the W, like the military school.
West Point?
Yeah, West Point. It's required reading there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Something to do with, citizens earning it, things like that.
Well, it's a big fascist thing.
Yeah. I've always meant to get to it, but it's probably never going to happen. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it's interesting, though. But it's dated, too.
Yeah. The movie is one of my guilty pleasures. Only the first one.
They made more?
Dude, there's like 2 more. And I think I started the third one. The second one doesn't have the guy that played Rico, but the third one does. I started it on Netflix, and I think I made it 10 minutes where I was just, this is really, really fucking bad. This is really bad. This is worse than sci-fi bad. Like, this is bad.
It's got Gary Busey's son in it.
What?
You know,
Really?
in the first movie, the guy with the massive teeth,
Oh, that's really?
that's Gary Busey's son.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if he was on site, like on, during filming and stuff. I bet he was. That's hilarious. Love that guy's character.
We're making fun of it. He's like, Jesus Christ, I haven't seen teeth like that since Gary Busey. And then we looked him up, and it's like, oh, holy shit, it's Gary Busey's son.
I wonder who the mom is.
A horse.
Hmm.
Considering
I'll give you
how
that.
insane Gary Busey is, it probably is a horse.
I like the idea that he spawned a child from a horse's womb. Yeah, I'm doing my best not to slip. So I went in and I'm going at the third book of Song of Fire and Ice. Because I finished the second season, and Duffy and his girl just finished the second book, and they're just like, it's pretty boring, blah, blah, blah. I made it through the second season, and that got me into the interest in the world again, so I gave it a shot. So I'm doing my best not to slip into speaking like books like that when you read them. Like, do you do that? Like, if you read Lord of the Rings, you start saying like everything's perilous, and you just kind of slip into speaking in that way. Does that happen to you?
It happens to me frequently.
Yeah.
Nancy makes fun of me constantly about it.
I'm just going to do my best not to let that happen. But I'm into the third book a little bit now, probably like, I don't know, 10 chapters. And I'm enjoying it better now. Because I think things are happening.
Yeah, a lot of things happen in the third book, and then the fourth and fifth book, you want to kill yourself.
Why? Really?
Yep.
I like it now. It's not that there's big actions happening. It's just that it's not just people sitting around a table talking. So even though they're still just talking, they're on horses or on a ship or walking in the forest or something. I can deal with that. It's when it's just that political shit at a table. I can't handle it, man. Well, we'll see. I'll finish it and then decide what I want to do. Meh.
So you quit Shadow and Claw.
I did. I couldn't stick with it, Kyle.
You
I'm sorry.
You are a pansy.
You haven't read it since you were a kid, and I don't know how the hell you read that book as a kid, because it's just not very good.
I was precocious.
It's just, every time something starts happening that I start getting an interest in, he switches roads or switches gears and just, oh, this is starting to have a little bit of momentum. Let's talk about nothing now for fucking 2 chapters. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a weird ride, that whole series.
I'll take your word for it, Kyle.
Just
Yeah.
read the wiki, you'll get it.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, I'll just go through it on the wiki. I'll do that. I finished the 4th Dresden book. Still guilty pleasure, and I like them. And I started the Algebraist as well.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, it's from the guy that did the Culture series, and I kept seeing that come up on Reddit on like the book suggestion things.
The fuck is a
Which
Culture
is
series?
big space opera series of books that a lot of people. It's like one of the closest explanations is like Star Wars for adults. So I kind of want to read that, but I started with one.
7 books. Is it a completed series?
I don't know. But Star Wars for adults makes me interested.
Yeah, the last one came out in 2012. Holy shit, it started in 1987.
Yeah. And I've got a couple of them in my Calibre folder, so I think I might go to that.
You call it Calibre, not Caliber?
I call it Calibre. I think it sounds cooler. I don't like Caliber, just makes me want to say caliper. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I have a thing about changing names. Deal with it. But I don't know. I like the way he writes, but this book's just kind of meh. It's finally starting to get going, about 50 pages in, so I have a feeling I'll stick with it. But other than that, that's it. Has Kyle been reading anything fun?
I have not been reading. I have been pretty much just working and then coming home and going to sleep.
That sucks, Kyle.
Yeah, there's just a lot of crazy shit happening at work, and I'm the only guy who can do it, so I'm getting pulled in like 4 or 5 different directions all day, every day.
Yeah.
But,
Do you at least like listen to podcasts or audiobooks or anything during the day when you're doing this shit?
I listen to Spotify, and then Nancy wakes up and goes to work, so I lose that for like 2 hours.
Oh, Kyle. Just like get a library account and get audiobooks from the library. They're free that way.
I do. It's a pain in the ass with the Free Library of Philadelphia because it's a massive. It's like a metropolitan thing. So the 15 copies of an audiobook they have are all leased out for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that I'm interested in listening to, I have to wait a very long time to get.
I know, that's why you just put a bunch of them on your waiting list, and then inevitably they all just start coming through.
That hasn't happened in a while.
Oh, Kyle.
I know.
All right, now that everyone's officially sleeping, I don't know. You want to lead off? You want me to?
Talk about some hockey.
Oh, yeah, those things I pulled off. I just did a search for, like, Bruin Forum, and then just took things out of there to see if Josh would respond, which he didn't, so now it's less funny.
Yeah. Did you beat Spec-Ops?
I did.
Okay, let's talk about Spec-Ops. What the fuck?
Yeah, Kyle. So, what? Like, wow, he's crazy? Like, it was weird. It didn't make a whole lot of sense that suddenly he's just crazy.
Yeah, it went from like a mediocre shooter to pure insanity.
Yeah.
Because then he's hearing voices and hallucinating and hearing voices in his head.
Yeah.
Did you notice the loading screens when you died?
No.
Oh my god, they do like a lot of kind of subtle things. So if you die, instead of giving you like a little tip or telling you like a little basic plot, it'll say things like, "How many Americans have you killed today? This is all your fault and you know it."
Really?
Yeah. It's like you murdered all of those people.
I didn't die that many times and I didn't notice it.
Yeah. And
that's kind of awesome, actually.
If you start and stop as you progress further and further into the game, you know how there's like that loading, like the splash screen at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, that changes a little bit.
That changes as the game progresses.
Interesting.
So they do a lot of cool little things, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, so let's jump right to the end. What decision did you make?
I didn't know what was going on, so I'm like, am I supposed to act? And then he counted to 5 and shot me in the face, and I died. Well, I shot me in the face.
Yes, I also died there. I thought I deserved everything I had coming there after I realized that I killed a ton of people.
For no real reason.
No reason at all.
What was pretty much an oops, my bad. And it's like, well, guess we just gotta keep killing all these people. And I think that's why he started going crazy, because he became so guilt-ridden that he needed to blame things. Like, blame murdering all of these people on something.
Yeah, and so he put it into the general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was there a point where they realized the general was dead, or was that just, I couldn't remember if I had missed something in there, like the other two guys?
That was what, like, after that reveal at the end, like, they didn't hear him talking to himself or not saying anything.
Yeah.
To the broken walkie-talkie.
I'm pretty sure that there would have been some conversation, you know, hey, dude, that's not actually working. So the fuck is wrong with you? Or that section where the two guys are hanging from the overpass. Like, I shot the soldier because he killed that whole dude's family for no real reason. So I figured he deserved to die. And then when they flashed that it was just dead bodies there.
Yeah.
Don't you think things would have gotten weird for the other two guys rather than just, are you all right, man?
Or me, where I didn't shoot either of those two guys. I shot the imaginary snipers that were there.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were real. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that they took some chances, though, with it. I mean, everything didn't come together, and I understand how that works with bigger projects, but I like that they went for something, and in the end, it was a little different, at least in the storytelling. I liked it for that. But I don't think that the mass murder, I understand David's point that it has to be a video game, but like, you killed like 500 people. It just didn't make sense with the story necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's the white phosphorus section that maybe could have been done a little bit differently.
And I think it's weird that when you were getting surrounded by the crowd after you blew up the water, did you shoot them or did you fire into the air?
I fired into the air.
I figured out you could fire into the air and shot in the air too, but they make you use the white phosphorus, but you have the option of not murdering a bunch of civilians.
Yeah. It seemed like that section could have been done differently to get, because I think they just had the idea for that scene and they had to work it in. And that's what the product was. Like, we have this great scene, we have to make this work. And I don't think it was the greatest, but it was pretty disturbing when you talk to the guy with his face melting.
Yeah, that was really fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was a game that I didn't feel good playing at all. Like,
no.
It just kind of, I had to lay down and think about what I did for a little while.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
And it really drove it home with the loading screens where it's like, oh, hey, you're murdering people for no real reason.
You like killing
Why are you doing
kids?
that?
Yeah. Maybe it would have been better if he just had an imaginary person, like, talking to him the whole time.
Oh, like he was the only survivor, so...
Yeah, there was no teammates, and it was just him talking to, like, the guy that would step out of the shadows and then duck back in, things like that. That could have been pretty cool. Because the other guys that were there, they didn't do shit anyway.
Did you ever use their...
No.
No, I didn't either. Where you could kind of direct them to do something. I never did that, ever.
Yeah, maybe on the harder settings you have to, but I didn't find any use for it. I just was dropping headshots left and right, so there really wasn't any reason to. A lot of headshots, Kyle. We got an achievement for it, in fact.
So did I.
Yeah. I told David that I think it would have been better if it would have been more of a Splinter Cell style game. A lot more sneaking, about a 50th of the murdering, and I think it would have been better. Rather than an action game.
It was just getting obscene later on, where it was just wave after wave of fucking soldiers.
Yeah.
And it didn't need that many. I mean, I played on normal, and I spent like a half hour just murdering people.
Yeah. And it didn't fully make sense in the story either. I mean, if there's that many people around, it seems like things would have played out differently.
Yeah, you have an entire battalion. Well, the entire battalion of soldiers did take over the town, but why the fuck couldn't they get the evacuation going with that many soldiers?
Yeah, and why wouldn't they have just tried to talk to you like, hey, they can't all be bad and crazy, like they're just instantly wanting to kill you?
Well, I think that leads to the oopsie that you did in the beginning of the game where you murdered that little platoon of soldiers sort of by accident.
A little bit, but still, there would have been some conversation.
Well, there was a conversation. It was with a conversation with the guy who was dead.
Well, did you go onto YouTube and watch the other endings?
I did not.
All right, so
I did read the wiki for the different endings, though.
Oh. I think I wish I would have played that. I should have reloaded and just played it. I kind of like the ending, where if you can survive that wave there, it's just you picking up a walkie-talkie and saying, "Welcome to Dubai," because you're completely insane. I almost would have liked it better if it had ended that way, rather than giving me the chance to kill myself. Because it's kind of badass, even though it shouldn't be. You're just a horrible murderer, but
yeah.
Either way. Not a bad game. I think I paid like $6 for it.
I didn't even pay that much for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here you go. It was worth that.
It's
it was
definitely worth the experience.
Yes. And I wish that more games would try things a little bit more like what they were going for. It didn't always work out completely, but I like that it was different. Made you think a little bit.
Yeah, it was better than, oh, here's some chest-high walls. Better squat down behind them and fucking chew on your boner for a little bit.
Yeah.
Gears of War. I'm looking at you.
I know you don't like Gears of War, Kyle. Oh, well. All in all, I would say that you should at least try it to everyone. If you like shooters and you're not just Halo only, you want a little bit of story, it's definitely worth the playthrough. And plus, it's not that long. It couldn't have taken more than 5 hours-ish.
Yeah, it didn't take me very long to beat it.
Yeah. What else do we have, Kyle?
We did some War in the North co-op, which took for fucking ever to get done.
I know what you mean. Because it echoes constantly.
What?
The in-game chat can't be disabled.
That's right.
So the volume's lower, so you don't want to use it. So when you have Skype going, everything that's said is repeated. And then if you turn on Steam's chat, it's triplicate. It was highly amusing for a while.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
There's
that
so
game.
many stupid things about that game.
Yeah. Like the orcs outside, and
I'm
the
talking
eagle that's just at your call.
Beck and call. I'm not even talking about the actual game. I'm talking about the mechanics of the game. Like, oh, you can't disable chat, or what the hell? What was the other issue we were running into that we made fun of for it?
Something with Josh, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not going back to that game, Kyle.
No. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't pay more than $2 for
Yeah,
that
it was
game.
$2. Well, it'd be fun to play a Lord of the Rings game like that, but it's just the same thing over and over. And I understand that games like Diablo or Torchlight are similar in that fact, but it just was really boring.
It's Lord of the Rings. There are thousands of pages of lore you can kind of take away from and make your own thing.
Yeah.
But no, you're just like, let's throw this other fellowship and have them do things.
I mean, they even have turret sections, for Christ's sake. Not the best game. Not the best game.
Yeah.
But I should probably just uninstall it, or I don't think we're going to play it again.
Yeah, that was just a bad decision.
Well, $2. Fuck it. Now, if there was a way to break the game somehow, like
or mod it.
Yeah. Like, what's the mod for Dead Island we're going to play?
Oh.
Yeah, like if you could go in and make
North Star mod.
Yeah, if you could do like a Sauron mod where every like sword swipe like knocked them 30 feet, I'd probably play it for a few more hours and just wreck shit, and it would be hilarious. Or mod in Gollum or something like that. Something at least kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tweak some things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I played about an hour of No Kuni.
Really?
Yeah, I picked it up for Nancy because she loves level 5's RPGs. Like, she played Rogue Galaxy a lot. It's a PS2 game that came out a few years ago. So I picked it up for her, and she went about 8 minutes one night playing it before she fell asleep. Which
of course.
was pretty much the intro. So I picked it up after that, and I played for a bit.
And what do you think? Am I going to like this game? It's sitting on the hard drive.
Did you play Kingdom Hearts?
A little bit, like a few hours worth, maybe.
What did you think of it?
It wasn't terrible. I mean, the Disney thing, strangely enough, is kind of a draw for me because I think it's creative.
Yeah.
But I think I just got stuck at some section and I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to be doing and quit. But I mean, this would have been 7 years ago when I played that.
Okay. Have you seen any Studio Ghibli anime like
I'm gonna guess no, Kyle.
Howl's Moving Castle?
No.
Fuck, what the hell's that really famous one?
The one with the fish?
Fish.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Yeah, yep. It's like YOLO. Pogo?
Ponyo.
Ponyo, there it is.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Did you enjoy it?
Enough.
Yeah, then you'll probably like Ni no Kuni.
The story's solid enough. It's not just pretty. That was kind of my concern. Like, Eternal Sonata. It was really beautiful when it came out, and I played it mostly because it looked neat. But it was a pretty dreadful story.
I don't know what I can say about the story. I'm an hour into it.
Well, we'll see then. What's the combat like?
It's similar to Eternal Sonata, where you can move around.
Okay.
And it's turn-based as well.
Okay.
So.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. And you can summon these little guys to help you out.
Now, is there constant little interactions like that, little
Encounters?
encounters? Or can you avoid enemies when you don't feel like fighting them like you could?
Yes, you can. So there's like an overworld map, and there's little things that follow you around. Like there's your icon and there's a monster icon. And you can either meet the monster icon head on and initiate a battle. If your back is turned and you get hit with the monster icon, then you go into battle, but the monster has the advantage, and the reverse is true if you catch the monster off guard. Or you can avoid the battle completely.
Okay, so it's pretty similar to the other one. That's not so bad. I hear mixed things, but I think the majority of people are enjoying it that are playing it. And you don't just play that one by chance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's probably something I should sit down and try.
So I'm looking forward to continuing the play of the game.
As soon as she falls asleep.
Yeah. Which is kind of what we did before with any other RPG that we shared. So I'll do what I usually do, which is she'll play the game for, like a half hour, fall asleep with the controller in her hand. I'll take a picture of her. And then I'll take over the game.
I take pictures of you sleeping too, Kyle.
Well, that's the joke. It's because that's what she'd do, is Nancy would play a game and she'd fall asleep while playing it. And she's been doing that for as long as I've known her. So, like 5 or 6 years ago, as a joke, I started taking a picture of her whenever she fell asleep. Man. So that's just what I've been doing.
What you should do for Christmas or like a wedding gift is you can go to those sites and upload pictures and get a hardbound book. You should totally do that, like a coffee table book. And it's just pictures of her sleeping. So it's also creepy, but also funny.
Yeah, I lost like 4 years worth though when, before I got my first smartphone, my Envy got hit by run over by a FedEx truck.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
So
well, that sucks.
Yeah, I lost 4 years of it.
And you didn't have them backed up, Kyle?
No, fuck that. That cost money. And I wasn't made of money back then.
You were, Kyle.
I'm not made of money now, but I have more money to go around.
Yeah. Well, you have 10 cents less money to go around.
Yeah. God, fucking. Let's not talk about that, because now I'm getting aggravated.
Kyle's getting upset.
I am.
Sweet.
Got the hemorrhoids because I got too upset. Now my butt's itchy.
Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Is that it, Kyle?
Yeah, you need to put some witch hazel on my asshole to make it feel better.
What? Witch hazel?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's something you can put on your face after you shave to make it feel good, or
Yeah, this
put
is
it on your wounds to make it feel good, or you put it on your asshole to make it feel good.
Really? See,
Yep.
this is the kind of... could it be chalked up to calling it an elixir? Could I call it an elixir?
I guess.
All right, that makes me feel better about it. I just wish that I had ointments and elixirs laying around.
No, you can. It's just you'd pay a lot of money for shit that doesn't work.
I know, but it sounds cool, and you get to be that guy. I don't know. That's just that Game of Thrones leaking in. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. Well, not sorry to Josh, since he's not here, keeping us on track.
Yeah.
Talking
God
about
damn
kitties.
it, Josh.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so that's it for me. How about you? What have you been playing with your fancy new video card?
I know, I think I should save that and talk with that with Josh. Maybe that'll drive him to show up.
Oh. So that's like half of your games then.
Sort of. Yeah, fuck it. So I got a 670, and it works pretty well, better than the old one.
I imagine. Yeah, because your last one was what, like a 5?
No, God, it was a 295.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it still worked really well, just not completely. So, you know, I couldn't run physics worth a damn in Borderlands 2, and Dishonored just kept crashing. It just couldn't handle it. I mean, it ran fine, and then it would just randomly crash, so I just got tired of that.
Okay.
So I pulled the trigger on this. I used all of my Next Box money that I saved up last year and put it towards this.
I think you made the good choice.
Yeah, which we'll bleed into those talks later with one of our questions that we have. But all in all, pretty smooth transition. I like having the program on my desktop that shows the temperature, and you can set the custom fan curve, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I do that. Well, I have the ability to, but I don't do that.
Yeah, things like that are cool, but Crysis 2 I can run in DirectX 11, which is actually a noticeable difference. I kind of thought it would be nominal, but it does look quite a bit better. It's impressive. So inevitably later this year when I upgrade the rest of the parts to new stuff, then it'll run a lot better. Because I can't use this thing at full potential right now.
Oh no, you're getting your CPU's bottlenecking you?
Yeah, the CPU's old, just once all that stuff gets upgraded, and plus it doesn't have a PCI 3.0, so there's a lot of things that are being held back, I think, so. But the nice thing about this card is that it can run 3 monitors, so I could run it across 3 screens if I wanted to. Which, that's not something I'm going to do, but I have the TV above the 2 monitors, so it'll be cool once all that stuff's up and running at full strength that I could just put a movie up on one of the monitors and play a game on the other one, which is ultimately what I want out of it. So I spent the extra money instead of getting what you got and got this one specifically for that. So that'll be cool. Probably.
Okay. You hope.
Yeah.
Now you just have to spend the money to get the extra monitors.
Yeah, it's going to be, where are we at? February. It's going to be 6-7 more months, but because I pulled the trigger on a new car last weekend, so.
Oh, what'd you get?
I went with an Accord. I missed my Accord. I've had 2 Civics and now 2 Accords, and the last one was a Civic, and I missed the Accord. I have.
Boring Billy.
Yeah, well, it's a coupe, and it's the EX model, and it's got the racing seats, and it's all black, and it's kind of awesome.
But you could have gotten a Lancer, Bill.
I couldn't find any that I liked. I looked for Lancers, and I looked for a decent Impreza, and nothing was working out. I looked at, I didn't go and look at it because I didn't want to make a stupid decision, but there was a pretty fat deal on a BMW 3 Series that was a repo, and it was a pretty solid deal. I considered that, but in the end, I went with this. Like, it's only had one owner, and she was a woman, and it only had 45,000 miles. The thing's fucking spotless, so yeah, I did it. So now, new computer parts, not till the end of the year. Stupid licenses and taxes. That's what's gonna fuck me, Kyle. But yeah, Crysis 3 comes out in a couple weeks. I'm going to have to wait till March to buy it because I'm wiped out this month now. But playing Crysis 2 reminds me of how much I love those games. And also makes me question, you never played that game, did you?
Nope. What was I going to run it on?
That's a good point. Next time that goes on sale, I'm going to gift that your way. Because Crysis 2, man, that game is really good. I mean, you're a Halo fan. And there are sections that are very, very, very Halo-ish, where just the encounters and the way that the AI actually moves around and does things and flanks you and doesn't just stand there like a moron, kind of like it does in Far Cry 3. Like, it's engaging and fun. And with all the stealth and the things that you can do, like, the game is just great. And I'm really excited for the next one, so next time that's on sale, you're getting a fucking copy.
So those games, the Crysis games are legitimately good. They're just not something to show the internet your e-penis because your machine can run it well.
No, like the first one, like even still with this, it still runs pretty hard. It's just that game's intensive. But the second one is much better programmed, so it runs really well. But the second one's not like a big open world. You have open areas in New York City, but they're still somewhat contained. But yeah, they're actually good games. Like you come up to a vantage point, like when you get into the next encounter section, we'll say, and your HUD will pop up and you hit a button to kind of evaluate where all the men are. And it gives you choices like you can go straight in assault, you can go for the sneak route or like a third option. So it kind of gives you a way, which way you want to head and how you want to handle things. But it's so much fun clicking in the Predator cloak mode and just creeping around dudes, and you can grab them around the neck and throw guys, and it's super fun, man. It really is. I love those games. So next time it's cheap, you're going to get it and you're going to like it. Yeah. So, I'm going to skip that. On the Lord of the Rings tip, I started last weekend, Lord of the Rings Lego.
Okay.
I guess that was 2 weeks ago now, actually, but that game is surprisingly okay.
All the Lego games, I guess, are surprisingly okay.
Yeah.
I've never played one before.
Well, I tried the Harry Potter one once, and I got a fair distance in and quit. And I'd played the Star Wars one a little bit, but this one, I guess like the Batman I haven't played, is open world. So you can just walk, like you can watch a YouTube video where you just walk from the Shire to Mordor. I mean, granted, it's clearly not in any way to scale or anything like that, but it's all one big map. And it's okay. I'm enjoying it. Huh? I honestly am.
Well, my first issue is one does not simply walk in Mordor.
Well, I haven't yet, but you can on the playthroughs the second time through. It's all big open map.
Huh.
Yeah, there's an issue, and you're the only one that's going to understand this issue, so I don't care what everyone else thinks. But, so the section, and you can fault me, I don't care, it's been a while. When you go to the mountain, I don't remember its name, the one that has a being to it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I took issue with this, and again, I don't care what anyone else says. To bypass sections, you need Gimli's axe to deal with things. However, the deep snow, they force you to take Boromir or whoever's of size to carry Gimli through the deep snow. And my immediate response was Gimli would never allow himself to be carried through snow.
No.
Ever.
No, he wouldn't. Gimli was carrying a hobbit, in fact.
Yes.
And then Legolas was being a smug asshole and was just walking on top of the snow.
Yeah, to be fair, I always wanted to be Legolas, and that would be one of the things that I do. I always thought that was one of my favorite parts. Because that's the thing, people that haven't read the books, elves are kind of dicks. You don't think you really quite get that in the movies. They're kind of assholes. Rightfully so, but they're kind of dicks. Well, right?
What the fuck? Like, they fought their wars. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah. They're just better than everyone else.
Now.
They know it. They let you know it. So I would totally walk on top of the snow or across ropes and things because, no, fuck off. Sucks that you're heavy and short.
I think the mountain was they failed to cross the Misty Mountains, but there was one particular peak that they couldn't pass.
Yeah, it starts with a K, right?
It's a K sound.
Yeah, because the mountain's angry that they're on it. Like, it's not Saruman, it's the mountain itself is angry.
Pissed off.
Yeah. But as you go through that section, you can hear him in the distance chanting, and it's...
Oh, like in the movie?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, these are all... I mean, like, that's... If you didn't know, like, it's pulled right from the movie. The voices, the cutscenes, you're playing the movies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like, I'm enjoying it. I didn't think that I would as much as I am, but it works. And it's, they add little bits of humor and things, but it's kind of solid. So when it's cheaper, I think you should actually pull the trigger. I think this was like 15 or no, it was 10 when I snagged it. So it's like when it drops to 5 or 10 again, I say do it. As a Lord of the Rings fan, you'll have an okay time.
Okay.
I look forward to all of the rest of the encounters and going through Mordor and Helm's Deep and things like that.
So it's all 3 books.
Yeah, the 3 movies.
Huh.
I'd rather say the movies than the books because we're assholes and you know how that goes.
Oh man, I wonder if that contingent of elven warriors are going to come help you out in Helm's Deep.
Yeah, good damn it. Yeah, it would have been cool if it was off the books, but people would have been confused, like, who the fuck's this Tom Bombadil cunt? And then they would have had to
just singing and how come the ring's not doing anything to him?
Yeah. That's still one of the best lines of the book, is that you could give it to him, but he'd probably lose it and laugh about it, or however it was eloquently worded.
Yeah.
He would probably just lose it.
And shrug it off.
I love that. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay time, man. Plus, if they did the books, they'd have to have the real ending to the story that all the haters of the movies don't get, and how everything's tied together, and the actual meaning of the Fellowship's revealed in the end. Sorry, that's directed towards David.
Wait, what?
David's never read the books. Yeah, so he doesn't really know how it ends, or why Sam is probably the best character, and what the Fellowship actually means, and how their tale was completed, and all of the things they went through were for a purpose. Sorry. Yeah, you understand, Kyle.
I do.
Yeah, sorry. But definitely give it a shot. It's entertaining. You just run around breaking blocks, collecting Legos, and like I went through...
Can you make your own Lego weapons?
Don't think so, but maybe you can later. I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, I went through Rivendell just wrecking everything.
Fuck you, Elrond.
Yeah, that's exactly what was going through my mind. Is like, you guys are dicks, and I'm breaking anything that's breakable in this place. So, yeah, I don't know. Definitely give it a try. I'm gonna keep playing it. It's one of those games that you just want to play on like a Sunday afternoon where you just sit back and kind of enjoy it. Maybe I'll even play some tonight. Like it's entertaining. So, yeah, not too terrible. I didn't have it on my list, but last weekend I picked up a code for Far Cry 3 on eBay for I think $18.
Ooh, nice.
And that game is fun as hell, and I love it. And I wish I would have played it last year, so it could have been on my Game of the Year list.
Really?
It's great fun. Great fun.
Oh, yeah, I was hearing you. You were just you grabbed a Hugo to kill a tiger.
Yeah.
And then the tiger chased you down because you couldn't kill it.
Yeah, it didn't pan out. I mean, the hunting thing is what I've taken the most enjoyment, because when you hunt and claim their skins, that's how, like, you craft their skins into bigger weapons belts so you can carry up to 4, bigger ammo, all of that kind of stuff. That's how that stuff's leveled up, is through hunting and animal skins. And that's really all I've been doing. So, like, all of that stuff's maxed out at this point. I've done almost nothing in the main story.
So you're pretty much just fulfilling all of your hunting fantasies through this game.
Yes. I mean, probably the best thing that I've done thus far is I came upon a cliff face that was down above like a kind of a bay or a lagoon. I don't know what the correct size or terminology is, but there was a few different sharks swimming around in there. You can see their fins out there. So I picked them all off with a sniper rifle and then watched all of their bodies float down to the ocean floor. And once I was sure that there were no more sharks, I dove in and skinned them one at a time at the bottom of the water, went back up for air and hit the next one. And it's just experiences like that. It's a pretty good time. There's like, you're tromping through the jungle. There's foliage everywhere. You can't see anything and you hear this noise and you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And a tiger may come at you, or you've pissed off an emu, or yeah. I mean, there's just well, there's all kinds of animals, and sometimes you'll come across like a buffalo in a bit of a battle with a pack of dogs, and you know, they all interact with one another. Or if they have like a big bear or a tiger in a cage in one of the camps that you have to clear out, you can shoot the gate open and watch the hell break loose. So like usually what I'll do if there's a tiger in there, I'll throw 2 Molotov cocktails on the sides and start all the surrounding area on fire, shoot open that cage, and in the mayhem try and sneak around stabbing dudes in the throat. Because there's a slight stealth element to it. You can play the whole game stealthy if you want to. It's really fun. I mean, it's been a good time, and I haven't really done anything in the story because I don't really give a shit. But just the gameplay itself, like it's a game you kind of have to create your own fun, and I am creating all kinds of fun. Huh. Yeah, ramping jet skis down waterfalls and starting fires and shooting lizards. Fucking great.
That sounds pretty entertaining.
Yeah, and the world map is huge. I mean, I've only seen, I'd say maybe 25, 30% of it that I've unlocked. I mean, you can go anywhere and like do the tower. You go to like radio towers, and that's how then the map is visible, so you can see the roads and checkpoints and those type of things. And it's pretty cool, man. It really is. They've done a good job. Huh. I bet it runs like gangbusters on your system too. When that one, I'll keep an eye out for codes for you, and if I find one that's going to go again super cheap, I'll give you a buzz, because it's worth the money, man. It's a good time. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll leave the other ones for another day, which is Medal of Honor and Need for Speed. We don't need to talk about that now. As well as I didn't finish Journey, which I'm probably close to, but we'll talk about that once I do finish it.
Isn't Journey super short?
Probably. I don't know. Someone said I had maybe a half an hour left. Ish. I don't know. It's pretty, but I'll save opinions for later. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Keith.
Oh, wait, no. You got one more game that you played. Apparently you played Golden Tee. Oh, yeah. So,
you
played Nancy's favorite bar game.
Shut up. Really?
Yes, she goes to the bar specifically to play Golden Tee.
What?
Yes.
So
there's a dive bar like a 5-minute walk from here that she just goes to play Golden Tee.
So is this the HD one like we were playing on, where the screen's somewhat removed from the console area, maybe?
No. Ours has a trackball.
Yeah, there's a trackball, but like it has a big, probably 46-inch screen about 3 feet in front of you, and then it comes out, and then a vertical base like something on a Star Trek bridge.
No, ours isn't that big.
Yeah, this
is
like
a smaller version.
Right on. So we went to play, we threw a few rounds of darts, but Duffy and I have conditioned ourselves now to the board I put in the garage with the proper needle and cork that are heavy, and after doing that for an entire summer and fall, trying to go back to the plastic ones, just I don't want anything to do with the peasant darts anymore. Well, it's not the same. But anyway, so we threw a few with that. And I'm like, fuck this, Duffy. I'm not playing this anymore. This is terrible. So I was sitting there and I'd never played Golden Tee. And I'm like, Kyle's always talking about Golden Tee. How much cash do I have left? And I had like $4, which bought us like
18 holes. Well, it's 18 holes for one person.
Yeah, but so I put in 4 for 2 thinking we'd get 9, but we each only got 8, which seems like a big dick move on their half, but whatever.
Yeah, that's the way they get you.
Yeah, but it wasn't as terrible as I had expected. It seems like I can understand now why people have like user cards and play in tournaments and shit. It's neat and really hard, sort of.
Yeah, it's a fun little game to play when you're drinking.
Yeah, the putting is completely fucked. I don't understand the putting at all. That would take some practice to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, but
okay.
Other than that, it's neat. I wouldn't probably ever fall in as hardcore as people I've seen get, but I can see why Nancy takes the 5-minute walk.
Yeah, no, she goes and plays it, and there's like a mini golf version too at this other bar she goes to. So she
mini
plays
golf. I'd be all about that.
So it's the same mechanics except it's mini golf. So it's the ludicrous. Oh, you have to shoot the ball through the windmill, or there's like a train thing going.
I would love the shit out of that. I love putt-putt. Back at it was probably 2003 when I first started dicking around with golf. There was a course here in town that's now a fucking subdivision, fucking cunts. But they had 9 holes of normal golf. They had Betty's Back 9, which was all par 3s, which is where I started to learn to play golf because you just took a pitching wedge and a putter. It's all you needed. But they had this immaculate, huge putt-putt course. But the reason that people all went there like us is because you could drink there and you could just, like, they had deals where you could each get your own mini cooler, a 6-pack, and you go play putt-putt. And it was awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, like drinking when everybody's got their own little fancy boy coolers on them and you're playing putt-putt and it's like big. They're not little short holes. Like some of them are like 40 foot long down ramps and things. And it took you a good hour to play. It was awesome. I miss putt-putt golf. Yeah, I wonder if there's any of those in my town. I bet there's a website where you can look that shit up probably, huh?
Probably. I bet you, you can check the Golden Tee website because all of those things are probably connected somehow.
Yeah, that sounds great. I love putt-putt. Even in video form, that sounds fun, man.
Yeah, so she plays Golden Tee probably like 3 or 4 nights a week.
Nancy seems like she'd be a shit talker at that game, too.
Yes, she is.
Does she poke you in the chest when she says things, Kyle?
Well,
yeah.
No.
Don't lie. Don't lie, Kyle.
She's competitive, which is fun. And we played last night, and I was doing real good for like 9 holes, and then I just fell apart. So she was making fun of me.
Does she have her own card yet to keep track of those things?
She didn't know that. She knew you could get a card, but she didn't know that you could use your credit card to create the account. So I'm like, you don't need cash. You could just swipe your card in the machine. She was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, no, there's a sign right there.
Really?
So I think she might start doing that.
Kyle, we're not going to have a photographer at the wedding because I have a crippling Golden Tee addiction.
Oh.
That would be great.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, it would be, but yeah. I don't know. I think how do I want to say this? I've always been a little snide towards the Golden Tee players just because I think the majority of people that play it are a certain type of douchebag. So
yeah, it's like, you're not good at Golden Tee. I'm like, no, because I actually go out and play fucking golf, you idiot.
Exactly. And that is exactly the people I'm talking about. Yes. But after playing it, I liked it better than any Tiger Woods game I've played in years.
Yeah, it is the ideal. We're gonna get a group of people and we're gonna dick around and we're gonna play imaginary golf.
Yes. And that, honestly, like when I say I play golf, not too dissimilar to this, Except in real golf for us, there's probably more alcohol involved. A little bit more walking, but definitely more alcohol. Just that's the type of golf we play. We just have fun. I just can't take that game seriously, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. How does anyone get upset about it?
I can't drink and play golf. Because after 9 holes, I'm done because we've been on the course for like 2 or 3 hours and I can't do it anymore. And if I'm drinking, it exacerbates the whole thing. So if I drink and play golf, I give myself 4 or 5 holes until I'm done. And then I'm just miserable for the rest because I'm done with golf. I've fulfilled my golf need.
Do you get a cart?
No, we walk.
Yeah, walking is one of the key things to keep everything moving. But in the early summer and late summer, there's not as much. But in the depths of deep summer, where like we don't start playing till 7 o'clock at night, and you know you get off work at 5, and you just sit around on the porch or balcony and you drink for 2 hours, and then you go play and drink more. It gets a little hairy, gets a little complicated. Yeah. I wish golf wasn't here. Only a few more weeks, Kyle. A few more weeks. But I think that's it for what I'm going to drop this week. But we had a question from Keith.
So, since it's from Keith, I will read it.
Yes.
Keith writes, I wonder what the guys at Critical Strike think about the leaked PS4 specs. And then he provided the link to us.
Yes. And there's a lot of things I don't fully understand.
I was hoping you'd enlighten me on a few things.
Well, let's just open this. And while that's opening, what I can say is things like this bother the shit out of Josh. So it's kind of funny.
What, the leaked specs, or?
Just the mayhem that we've seen in forums and Twitter about already arguments being rekindled about what system's better and what's going to be better, and nothing's even been shown, and just stupid shit. Like anyone really knows what the hell they're talking about, you know? Yeah, because I look at this list of things here. This means little to nothing to me.
Yeah, like when they're talking about it's got 16 CUs of blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't really understand what that is.
Yeah, I get 4 gigabytes of RAM. That's what I understand. Yeah. Which seems low, just saying.
I get the wireless networking. And Bluetooth. That's cool.
Yeah,
and I understand the peripherals with the Evolve DualShock controller, which I guess is the new controller if they release one.
Sure.
Which I really don't see the point, considering they really haven't changed the DualShock in 10 years.
Yeah, they really should, because it's a dire need of that. Proper triggers for one.
Yes.
Instead of having to have these snap-on things that I have.
I won't even invest in those snap-on things.
They're like $3, Kyle. It's not an investment. That's like a half game of Golden Tee.
Yeah. It's the point. They're poorly designed, so they're gonna stay poorly designed.
All right. I can respect and enjoy spiteful things like that. But ultimately for me, as I said earlier, I've already spent the Xbox money. And I gotta say, I don't really care right now about the new consoles. I'm sure I'll end up with them inevitably, but it's not going to be like last time where I had each of them within a couple months of their release. I don't see it happening. And it's a mixture of both where the consoles have gone, where game prices are. There's talk about no used game sales. And I look at the computer and I look at the prices that we're getting on Steam. I mean, Far Cry came out, 2 months ago, and I got it for $18. I can't get a disc that cheap. I bought a new video card, and this is going to be my lead console in the next gen.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm going to pick up a console, it's probably going to be the Wii U.
I could see that. I could see myself getting sucked in at the beginning of next year-ish, maybe. And that's really just to play some games like Frona would like, and some that are just unique that I'm not going to get on the other ones, because I can play those on the PC. I don't really give a shit about Sony or Microsoft exclusives. There's not that many of them. I mean, Halo may bother you not having it, but is it enough to go and drop $400 or $500? The answer's probably not.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, that's really my opinion. I've spent the money I had saved for those. I'm sticking with PC. And you are too, because you have a wedding to pay for.
Well, the bulk of the wedding's being paid by her father, per the Italian gentleman agreement. But
Really?
all the the peripheral stuff we have to pay for.
So we'll just throw this away, but do you have to be involved in those conversations where he's like arguing that this is too expensive and I'm not paying for this, but I will do this and not that? Are you there for that shit, or is that handled by her?
There are no questions. There's no conversation like that.
What?
So what he has done for her sister was he'd pay for the reception, he'd pay for the church, and he'd pay for the dress. Everything else is on us.
Interesting.
So he gets to choose the food, which I have no complaints about because he has awesome taste.
Yeah, I was going to say, with her being involved in the culinary world, I would imagine the reception's not going to be a cheap thing.
With all of the places that we looked at, this is the only place that has the space, the ideal location, and honestly, it was the lowest price out of everything we've seen. And it has, like, the best food layout ever.
Is it buffet or plate?
It's plate, but...
Ooh, big spender.
The way it's going to work is there's 3 choices. You could pick what you want out of all 3 choices right then and there. And then if there's food left over, they come around again. So it's
interesting.
Greek style, I think. Okay.
I look forward to Josh and I showing up and wasting your food.
No, fucking... I'm yeah. It's going to be interesting how that's going to play out.
Well, so that leaves things like flowers, all the trinkets. That's the best way.
The flowers are taken care of by the place. All the centerpieces are taken care of by the place. There's going to be an ice luge and an ice sculpture taken care of by the place.
Fucking ice sculpture, Kyle.
All the table stuff is taken for by the place, and all of it's included in the price.
So you guys are really only stuck with the photographer,
the videographer, invitations.
This doesn't seem like that much money.
It's $4 or $5 grand for the photographer.
What?
It's $3 grand for the videographer. The DJ is like $1,500.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The photographer is that much money?
Yeah.
Does that include the fucking photos?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. At least that's really?
All this stuff is like bloated and overpriced.
Holy shit. I would probably look that person in the face and say, I'll buy 100 point and click cameras rather than giving you that money. Because that's highway robbery. Holy shit. Wow. That's madness, Kyle.
Yeah, we're looking at a photographer that's like $3,200, and that's like the least expensive one.
Good God. Well, I feel for you there, man.
Yeah, and we're just like, all right, so we've got the honeymoon too. Huh. This is going to be a lot of money.
Holy shit. Maybe the dad got out the better end of the deal. Fucking hell. Ugh. Well,
to be fair, there's going to be like 240 people at that wedding.
100 will show up.
No.
You fucking come or I'll kill you.
No, her family is very, very large and very tight-knit.
Really?
So I have my entire family, all of my friends and their guests come to 70 people. 70.
Wow.
The rest is her family.
Wow. That is a lot of hair gel.
No. The most of that side's Irish.
That is a lot of beer. Well, it'll be fun, Kyle. The honeymoon's not going to be cheap either, but at least you'll get more out of that. Probably.
Let's hope so.
Are you going to do something like Euro, or are you going to do like island nonsense? Island. I don't see you going very well with an island climate, Kyle. No offense. Just doesn't seem like you.
What the fuck does that mean, Bill?
I don't see you sweating outside of a hut being sunburned. That doesn't seem like you at all.
We're gonna go, I think, to like an all-inclusive and just kind of hang out in a swim-up bar and drink. Maybe do one or two things.
and I have talked about going to Mexico and something like that, where you just pay the price, tickets are included, you never have to pay for food or beer, there is no tipping. Like, you don't have to carry around a wallet. That's the kind of thing I would probably do.
No. See, what you do is you got to find one guy, see if he's going to be there for the duration of your stay, tip him $100, and you have like a little personal guy to get you stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, still I don't see you going there at all. Just don't see that, but more power to you.
Yeah, the original thing was, we're like, oh, we'll go to New Zealand because New Zealand's awesome.
Yeah,
What's there to do in New Zealand?
Yeah.
We could see the Lord of the Rings stuff, and there's a lot of sports activities, but it's supposed to be beautiful there.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be summer there, too, which is awesome. So we're like, oh, yeah, cool. Let's check out prices. Let's not go to New Zealand.
Yeah, my New Zealand trip fell apart once Duffy knocked up his girlfriend, so I know what those tickets would cost, believe me. And just stick to Mexico or whatever the hell island you end up on.
I think we're looking at St. Lucia.
I don't know what that is.
It's in the Caribbean somewhere.
It's Saint something, so It's got to be blue water and white sand, right?
Yep.
Very fancy, Kyle. Very fancy indeed. Well, outside of that, I think we've adequately pissed off Josh.
I think we have.
Yeah,
maybe for about an hour.
Yes, a little over, but who knows what it'll end up as. So, yeah, why don't you tell him how to get a hold of us, Kyle?
Oh, wait, no. We have one more thing. Those fucking British dudes that tried to steal our podcast name.
Oh, yeah. That was so funny that I nailed them almost instantaneously. On Reddit, there was some group of dudes that were going to start like a
literary review club.
Yeah, it was like a podcast where people would submit things they write and they would be dicks about it. And they were going to call it Critical Strike, and we called them out. And it was amusing.
It was funny.
Yeah, poor bastards. I forget what they changed it to, but it wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. Critical
Strike is a good name. It's a good name. Bah. Poor bastards.
But anyway, contact. You can contact us via Twitter like Keith did. You can contact Josh at Nasser, myself at KR Dumond, or Bill at Billy Bill Black, or the podcast at Critical Strike. You can leave us a voicemail at 909-C-Strike or 909-278-7453. Leave us a voicemail because, nothing goes on there. It's just an empty line, and it's so very, very lonely. Yeah. Or shoot us an email at cstridepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think Google took that number I had away from me because I did never use it.
Really?
Yeah.
I use mine for voicemail, so I always keep it.
Really?
Yep.
See, I stopped doing that on my phone because the moment I hooked that thing up, I started getting spam texts and calls because they sold that information out.
Really?
And so I killed it, and after about 6 or 7 months, that stuff kind of went away.
I've yet to get a spam email or a spam text message or a spam call.
I wonder if that was just something through Sprint. I don't know. I just figured it was that. Either way, also hit up Platform Nation for a slew of other podcasts. Pete's been doing a couple solo ones that are fun to listen to, as well as the Gamer Pub. They do a video version on Sundays, so hit them up. Yeah, that's a show.
All right.
It's not as fun without Josh.
No, it's not. We keep getting derailed and talk about weird things.
I know. He doesn't even have to talk about games. I just like him here making us feel bad and hearing meows in the background, so... Oh, kitties. Meow. All right, everyone have fun.
Yep, goodbye.